the formation of the East African Federation. The Federation of East Africa would bring together our countries here and would be a very strong force.
20th November 2025, at Mayuge State Lodge, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni looked straight into the cameras and said the quiet part out loud. I am proposing the formation of East African Military Federation. One army, one air force, one navy, one command. In other words, Kenya Defense Forces, UPDF, Rwanda Defense Force, TPDF, dissolve into one super army that answers to somebody.
Even militarily, it will create a center of gravity for the black race. You can have smaller countries in the world, but they normally have a center of gravity.
Here is the exact quote that will be taught in political science classes. Africa is defenseless. When NATO bombed Libya in 2011, we just walked like orphans. Who will rescue Africa now? That is why we need the East African Military Federation as the center of gravity for defense of this region. Land, air, sea, and even space. Museveni wants East African satellites and moons before he retires. The 8 countries on the chopping block: Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, DRC, South Sudan and Somalia. That is 340 million people. A combined GDP of over $1 trillion in PP terms, and suddenly one joint military headquarters. Your taxes, my taxes, paying for bullets that might be used anywhere from Garissa to Ghana. Museveni's emotional hook is Libya 2011. He keeps repeating it like a campaign jingle. We just looked. But let us be real. He's not crying about Gaddafi at 3 a.m. He's telling the region, superpower wanatuchezea kwa nyumba, we need one big feast. Flashback to 1963, Jomo Kenyatta, Milton Obote and Julius Nyerere almost pulled it off. One East African Federation. It collapsed in Nairobi because Tanzanians smelled a raw deal and Kenyans feared domination. Museveni has never forgiven us for that. He literally blames the 1963 failure for Idi Amin, Rwanda genocide, and Somalia's collapse.
But the issue of strategic security, this is where I talked about the Indian Ocean. Even if we are together in this African community, we don't plan defense together. You find Kenya got their own defense, Uganda has, Tanzania has. And I think you were here when I was telling people that some people are on the moon now. The Americans are on the moon, the Chinese are on the moon, the Russians are there. Now the Indians have gone to the moon. The ones here are ourselves. Those people on the moon, they are looking at us like insects. Like you see, you look at these vidudu which eat sugar. You look at them, you can spray them anytime. So what I was talking about was some of the countries in the world, they be superior in the Air Force, be superior in the Navy. That's why I talked about the Indian Ocean. And be superior in space, in satellites.
This is his legacy project on steroids. And the timing. 2 weeks ago, he was threatening to deal with Kenya once and for all over Migingo and milk. Now suddenly, he wants to sleep in the same barracks with KDF. Kumbe, the fastest way to end a border war is to abolish the border and the armies guarding it. The million-shilling question nobody wants to ask out loud is who becomes the overall commander of this new army? Museveni, his son Muhoozi, a rotating presidency? Because the day that decision is made, the real East African president will be chosen in a barracks, not a ballot. Kenya currently spends about 1.3% of GDP on defense, roughly 170 billion Kenyan shilling. Uganda spends closer to 2.5%. Rwanda punches way above at 2.6%. In a federation, contributions will be harmonized. Translation: Kenya, as the biggest economy, will most likely foot the largest chunk, while Uganda and Rwanda supply the ideology and the generals. Paul Kagame is already clapping. Last month in Kigali he said, and I quote, "An East African Defense Force is not only logical, it is inevitable." Translation from Kagame speak: I am in and I want Deputy Commander. Tanzania, radio silence, but sources in Dodoma are sweating. They've always been the brake pedal on Federation talk. A joint army means losing the TPDF, the one institution Magufuli and Samia have kept fiercely independent. So here we are. Museveni has thrown the grenade and walked away smiling. The East African Community heads of state have already agreed to fast-track the political federation talks. Military merger is now officially on the table as the fourth pillar.
And the countries near the shores, they are there, but maybe they may not have capacity financial. So that's why I was talking of political federation.
Will Kenya salute? Will Tanzania bolt? Will Rwanda and Uganda outmaneuver everyone again? One thing is guaranteed. The next 5 years in East Africa just got extremely spicy.
But that ocean belongs to me. Because where is my ocean? I am entitled to that ocean. In future we are going to have wars. The Americans are now saying they want to be superior in land forces, on land. They want to be superior in the air force. They want to be superior at sea, navy. They want to be superior in space. And they have all been to the moon. The Americans have been to the moon, the Russians, the Chinese, the Indians have now gone. You fellows, you are here on Earth. Those fellows are on the moon, looking at you like insects. I don't like to be in that situation. That's why I say, you people, why don't you see how to unite? Because Uganda, even if you wanted to build a navy, how can you build it? We don't have access to the sea.
Tell me in the comment section, would you share a uniform with UPDF? This is not tomorrow's news. This is today's headache. For Maisha TV, I'm William Juma.